Hello, welcome to Tuesday's Tip from the Workshop. I'm detailing out some nuts and saddles today, and I thought, this could be a good little tip for Tuesday. So, many years ago, I was at a guitar show, and an older guy came up, probably my age at that time, and said, "You know, the little sharp edge on the nut, when I'm playing up there and I can feel that sharp edge, it tells me that the builder isn't a player and is not thinking about the player, because that just annoys the crud out of me." And I watched him play, and the way that he rolled his thumb around the neck and played, and that it would truly be a problem for him. So, but it rang a bell in my head. So ever since then, all these years later, when I have the nut basically shaved and ready to go, as I'm doing the final sanding and getting ready to put it on the guitar, from the slot to the top where the fingerboard is going to be, I take a little bit of sandpaper and I just roll off that edge, and you can feel it. It just softens the edge. And I do that on the bass and the treble side. And I've been doing it for years just because of that old guy. And over the years, I've had several people mention that and say how much they appreciate it. So it's just it's a simple little thing to do. It doesn't change the aesthetic of the nut, and it's just an attention to detail that some people are going to really appreciate. Next end of the thing, our bone talk today, is the saddle. And what I'll do is, after I have the saddle shaped and ready to go, I have an old bass fret file, and because it happens to fit nicely on the saddle slot, because I use a 3/32 inch saddle slot. You could do this with an 1/8 inch too. Just have to angle the saddle a bit. But just like the nut, I knock the edges off of the saddle, so it's not a square box. There's a little roundedness on each corner. The thought is, and also, I'll tell you that thought in a second, but also I'll take these edges here, this is the bottom of the saddle, and I'll knock these off a little bit. The thought is, I want the saddle to slide down in that saddle slot, and I don't want it to get hung up on the ends, and I also want the middle of the bottom of the saddle slot to make contact with the bottom of that saddle slot. I don't want the edges to get hung up. So what I'll do is I'll just chamfer those edges a little bit, and I'll knock a little corner off the edge there, just so it slides nicely down into the saddle slot. I started doing that years ago when I was putting pickups in my guitars. I wanted that saddle to have nice even contact on the pickup to help the output of the pickup. Well, it occurred to me that that's good acoustically too. So these are two simple little tips. I hope that they have helped you be happy building guitars.